Jelka, dear Branimir, and dear colleagues. It is really a pleasure to be here with you today in person after what has been such a long time where we were only able to see each other online. I am indeed honored to speak to you at your Congress. And first and foremost, I want to thank SVIZ, you and its members for your continuous and strong and active engagement. At national level, the Education, Science and Culture Trade Union of Slovenia and its members has always been resolutely fighting for teachers' rights, quality education and professional autonomy, as well as for trade union rights and freedom. And in ETUCE, we followed closely and supported you in your tremendous struggle when the government was outright ignoring trade unions, breaching fundamental trade union rights and democratic values. We brought the issue to the attention of the European institutions and called on them to take influence on the Slovenian government. We are happy that with the change of government in Slovenia, there are better perspectives for social dialogue and negotiations, as well as the respect for democracy and trade union rights. And your strong support at European level, I want to thank you for that. In the ETUCE Bureau, where Branimir is ETUCE Vice President, and the European Social Dialogue Committee, as well as in many other initiatives and EU partnership projects. In ETUCE, we know that we can count on you. Thank you. I also stand here to thank you for your solidarity. Thank the teachers of Slovenia. Thank the members of SVIZ for your support to our colleagues in the Ukraine and the contribution that you have made to the EI Solidarity Fund to help them. The winter is approaching and they need our continuous support as the war enters into the 10th month now. Indeed, you are holding this Congress in challenging times, as one crisis is chasing another. The pandemic has taken a toll on teachers' health and working conditions. Many of us have lost colleagues and family members to COVID. And yet, teachers have been resiliently upholding education throughout that difficult period with creativity and an adaptability beyond normal to allow children and students to receive education even in that health crisis. The teachers, they truly deserve all our respect and admiration. Now we are faced with an ever-increasing inflation and an energy crisis. Food, housing, electricity, gas and fuel prices are exploding, while teachers' salaries are stagnating. As digitalization and the uncontrolled use of artificial intelligence in education is increasing, so is the grip of private companies that understand education as a market and an opportunity to gain profit from. Our message to country leaders is clear. Online teaching was an emergency measure. It cannot be a permanent approach, as students, especially from socioeconomically disadvantaged backgrounds and with special educational needs, risk being left behind. emergency that needs an urgent socio-political reply. Growing polarization of our societies as right-wing movements aim for the leadership in countries like in Hungary, in Poland, and recently in Sweden, Italy, and in other countries where Trumpism has become a model to follow. As teachers, we will not fall prey to populist and right-wing movements that create and believe in fake news. Sadly, we see what that leads to. Our colleagues in the Ukraine are now fighting for democracy against Russia, who has invaded their country illegally and is destroying, looting, and killing. In these times, it is the civilians who suffer, and children the most, as they are deprived of a normal childhood in freedom. Millions of Ukrainian refugees have left their country, seeking shelter and protection from the constant shelling. ETUCE and its member organizations are doing their utmost to support them and call for the invasion to end and for peace. All this is happening amidst a serious teacher shortage, and we heard it just now, in Europe. As many young people look for other, more attractive professions and better paid employment. In the long run, this also impacts on education trade unions and their membership in a context where trade union density and coverage are declining. So what shall we do, colleagues? Close our eyes? Stay indifferent? Let politicians do what they want? No, certainly not. Because as education trade unionists, we have a particular role to play. It is for us to take action. We can shape the future of Europe for generations to come. We demand from national governments and authorities a social change built on democratic values and an inclusive society, fair taxation and wealth distribution, and dialogue. For too long now, the neoliberal approach has been cutting into natural resources for the sake of making profit and slashing public education budgets, allowing especially the fittest and well-off to thrive. Enough is enough. We need more public investment in education to ensure teachers are better equipped to prepare students for their future life, where green and digital skills are required, alongside democratic values and the ability to think critically. We remind governments that selling out education to private companies is not a solution. We all know if you buy cheap, you compromise in quality. What we need in Europe, in Slovenia, is an attractive teaching profession that is valued, well remunerated, and built on professional autonomy and trust. Because education is the future. We need fair and inclusive education systems that leave no one behind. Because quality education is a public good and a human right. We demand good working conditions and decent salaries, as well as respect for trade union rights and democratic values, because teachers deserve it. That is why, in ETUCE, we're embarking on a 2-year campaign for an attractive teaching profession based on 10 key demands, key action points adopted by the ETUCE conference in Liège earlier this year. And I invite you, SVIZ, to make your union pledge to the campaign and contribute with an activity. Together, we can make a difference for teachers, for education, and for our future. I wish you a successful Congress. Thank you very much.